Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody had a wonderful day yesterday and hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. So, yesterday was fun. Our mobile station got actually got a lot farther than I thought it was going to off of just the one jump drive. We actually managed to make it from where did Pertum go? That's fair. But unknown user. Oh, those unknown users are people that are no longer, well, with us, so to speak. Anyway, so I was just noticing I had a couple of followers that were unknown users, and I'm like, what? All right, so anyway, yesterday we started out with our station, which we were moving from Pertum to Mars or Earth. We weren't sure. But along the way, we decided that a station just wasn't quite right for how this is turning out. Most likely, what happened was that they were bot accounts that got terminated by Twitch. The usual sort of thing. But let's see, we had some platinum here that I want to grab more. Kind of do. Let's come down underneath of this, make it a little bit easier to get. But I've had a couple of ideas, some planning ideas. I think I need maybe also see about adding a couple more. There we go. Add a couple more gyroscopes to this. So let's look at doing that. I think I just kind of float down the stairs. Yeah, a little bit. All right. So what I need is, I did. Awesome. And I should be able to build everything that I need to, which I can, because it's a little sluggish to turn. But I did give some thought to the overall design of the ship that I want to start going with. So we should have something that I can work with here. Can I get under here? Get through. Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, now I'm stuck. Gotta crouch. There we go. We'll get this. There we go. And get the last little bits. Those fighters are still out there, just taunting me. But one of the things that I need to do is I definitely need to find some silicon so that we can finish up our stores of ore, as that'll go a long way towards making sure that we have what we need for where we're going. Which, since there is the shift from where'd it go? It's right here. Since we are shifting from station to ship, I was thinking about how I want to kind of redesign or rebuild certain aspects of the ship. And I think a couple of things that I'm going to do is go ahead and take out the side connectors and merge blocks. So like where Nugget is currently down here, and then on the opposite side, I'm going to run the side then all the way across. And then I should be able to, at that point, I'll do something on the sides there to make it look kind of cool. And then I'll also do something on the front as well. So that way it looks like it's a full wraparound piece that goes around the front. That'll also act as a bit of additional armor in case we get into a battle. I need... Alrighty then. Tiny little bit of oxygen always looks like it's blowing out way more than that. But the other thing on my docket for today is watching to see if we get any snow. Because we're supposed to get some. Is it on? Oh, well, we'll just go through. Not a big deal. I think it's on the other side. Because we get so little of it here, sometimes we get, we'll have a winter and no snow. It's just sometimes rain. But being from Colorado initially, born there, that's one of those things that I just miss snow. It's kind of what makes a place home for me in a strange sort of way. That, and when I actually had a job, snow kind of meant that we would sometimes get to leave work early. So it's that boyhood thing. I may be growing older, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm growing up. Yay, support the creepy. Wait a minute. And yeah, there's the other side, I think. Is that? No. But it's at least more platinum, and it never hurts to have a lot more platinum. Like a lot. I think this is actually a fairly large deposit, considering that I've already got a sizable amount, but the hole, where it's telling me the platinum is at, is still above me. So yeah, that's probably going to be a good amount. All right. And I'm actually... Yeah, we'll still park on the side. Well, no, let's park in the back. Thank you. I've been working on it for years. Okay. That should be good. Go ahead. And I've already got a bunch of platinum from yesterday. So I just wanted to go ahead and get one more load. Do I not have those on? I do not. Okay, that's why. There. Let's actually get this oxygenated. Okay. So where I wanted to go next, specifically what I wanted to do next, is... Oh yeah, that feels a lot better. So let's head up this way. Now, at this stage of gameplay, one of the biggest things that is going to be changing is basically our activities. Since we are now going for a ship, and we are going to be building it out over time, the biggest thing is that I'm not going to be marking asteroids, and we're not really going to be going to the same place twice if possible in terms of asteroid to asteroid. If we need something, we'll go look for it, but otherwise, once we get the ship to a point where I'm happy with it, we will actually be going hunting. And specifically, we will be going hunting after unidentified signals so that we can start collecting stuff, the prototech stuff, which means that I will need to set up not only a hangar for the Nugget, which that'll be pretty easy, but I'll also want to set up some sort of receiving area so that I can bring the components into the ship and then attach them correctly. Which means I'll need some sort of moving ship, I think. Oh, I just realized the Nugget's thrusters are on. Oops. Cargo block on, off, shut those off. There we go. I was like, why are we slowing down? And then, oh yeah, because you're a moron. But I'm also looking at I want to add, looks like this one's going to be closer. I want to add rail guns. Oh, nice. Which is weird because with Utah right next to Colorado, Colorado used to get snow a lot. So it's surprising that Utah wouldn't get it. But then again, I imagine what typically happens is you get a lot of warm, moist air coming off of the Pacific Ocean, and it comes up across the Rockies, hits the Rockies, cools down, and then comes back down, and that's where you get a lot of your snowfall from. But yeah, this has been a weird year for weather. Like there's a YouTuber that I watch, Max Velocity, and every one of his videos is always rare winter event, rare severe weather. This storm hasn't happened and it's like, okay, we get it. The weather's a little wonky this year. Calm down. We should be getting some snow here starting probably within the next hour or so. So should be fun. I've actually got my back window open so that way I can see when the snow starts. Yeah, man. Summer, well, and that's just one of those interesting things is that summer is going to be weird too. Now, I wonder if because we've had such a cold winter, we will actually have a fairly cool summer, or if it's going to be two extremes. We had such a cold winter that we're now going to have a record breaking summer. Let's, first of all, let's check to see what we're doing on iron. We're actually okay on iron for now. Gold, probably not a bad idea to get some more. Let's just kind of scooch up forward a little bit more, get closer. Looks like yeah, we've been kind of here on the East Coast. It's been a little strange. We've had cold days, and we'll get like a stretch of maybe like below freezing sort of days. And then we'll have a day or two where it's up in the 60s, and then it'll drop back down again. So it's definitely been strange weather. I'm not necessarily against it though, because it has been interesting. Nope, no explosions yet. We've just barely started moving from asteroid to asteroid. Mostly just sitting here talking about the weather. Let's try and expose as much of this gold as we can. Just make it easier to mine out. Awesome. Yeah, yet. Hopefully I'm not the one exploding, though. Give me all the gold. Then last night, I actually had some trouble sleeping, which partly my own fault. Woke up to acid reflux, which really sucks. The older you get, the worse it gets. And it's like, I was sleeping, and then all of a sudden your body's like, sorry, buddy, I got to wake you up. Here's something incredibly uncomfortable for you. Good luck. You're just like, all right then. But woke up to that, took some Tums, was up for a few, and went back to bed. But I've been trying to find a game that I want to get. Ordinarily I do, but this was waking up choking on stomach acid. Yeah, that is a terrible feeling. And I do sleep on both my right and my left side. Actually, I sleep on back, left, and right. It just kind of depends on where I start. But sometimes you just got to take an antacid. Not much you can do about it. But once I got the Tums down, true. It doesn't happen super often. And usually when it wakes me up and I get up, I take care of it. Oh, yep, I've heard of that. Yeah. Yay, getting old, having to take stuff every day. But that aside, I then finally went back to sleep for a little while. Was asleep for maybe 4 hours and then woke up again because I was too hot. And it's like, son of a bitch. Fortunately, though, it was one of those that I just, I know, right? Went ahead and threw the quilt or the comforter off of me, had some water real quick, and then went back to bed for like another few hours. And then, of course, waking up and you're like, well, shoot. I know it's too early, but I guess I've got my requisite 8 hours at this point, some way, shape, or form. All right, there goes our gold. Let's continue to utilize the airlock. Actually, while we're here and we've got iron nearby, let's just... Oh, I don't have... Ah. I didn't have my antenna on. Let's grab some steel. production. Put some of you into production. There we go. Yeah, getting old sucks. Like, it's awesome. It has its perks, but at the same time, why does it have to hurt so much? Like, why did they decide that when they were designing humans, whoever they are, whether it's God, nature, aliens, I don't care at this point, but whoever designed humans, why did you have to make it hurt? What sick son of a bitch decided that that needed to be a requisite for getting old? I swear. I'd like to have a word with their manager. Now that I'm thinking about it, I could stick a couple extra batteries in here. Because I'm going to have the free space, so I might as well. So let's do that. And then just need the power cells. And then we'll have 2 additional fully functional batteries. Huzzah! Yeah. Oh, God, yes. Although I will say the worst pain that I have had in, like, general was when I was working at Geek Squad. I was working up at the front counter. And I would spend hours just standing there at that damn counter having to help people. But because I'm so tall and that counter was so short, sometimes I would have to kneel down. And by the end of one of those shifts, and especially if it was like a full 8 or sometimes double shift, I would wind up almost unable to walk up the stairs of the apartment that I was living at the time. Because it was just, my knees would be absolutely killing me. So then I go to the doctor. I'm like, okay, doctor, what's up? And they're like, oh, you just have weak inner thigh muscles. Thanks. I think, though, what happened was, and this is a little bit of a conspiracy theory on my part, is that because the way the doctor was treating me was a little suspect. I know, right? But the reason why is because that was the same hospital my dad would go to all the time. And at one point in time, my dad was part of the pain management clinic. Well, he wasn't getting the pain management that he required because of the fact that he suffered from what is known as short gut syndrome. And essentially, that's when your large intestine or your small intestine, either one, doesn't have enough length to appropriately absorb any of the nutrition or the chemicals in the stuff that you eat and then digest. Well, because of this, the pain medication that he was on, even though it was really good pain medication, had very little effect on him because he couldn't absorb enough of it by the time it was already through him. So what he learned to do was to take his pain meds and convert it into a liquid form that he could take through an intravenous PICC line that he had. And that was basically how he ate food, was through this thing. And he took care of it, he cleaned it, he maintained it and everything. He was very diligent about it too. But he made the mistake of telling his home care nurse. And I say the mistake because of the fact that what happened afterwards was that she basically said, I can't help you anymore, and ghosted him 100%, just completely ghosted him. Didn't give him any information on how he could take care of it, didn't help him in any way on how to work with pain management to get a better solution. Nothing, just poof, disappeared, and then reported him. Immediately, the pain management clinic said, well, you're cut off now because now you're just a drug addict. It's like, well, yeah, but that's a completely different thing. And then he wound up going through massive withdrawals because they cut him off cold turkey. And because of that, it really messed him up. Well, when he had gone in after his withdrawal issues, because he had to go in for a little while, they had to put him into a medical coma, after which he was labeled by a specific doctor from a different hospital. She was just there temporarily. They labeled him as a drug abuser and refused to give him any adequate pain medication, even though he was in severe pain. They would just give him Tylenol or Motrin. And of course, they gave him the pills, so it never really worked. And that's like, so you're basically treating pain with something that doesn't work, which is what led us into this situation to begin with. So I think what happened was that because him and I have very similar names, or had similar names, he doesn't have that name anymore. Um, but because our names are so similar, that the doctor, when he looked up my information, probably also got my dad's information. And that's why he didn't want to adequately treat me in a manner that was befitting the problem. That's like, okay, whatever. That's fine. So I just didn't pay them any money. And it all worked out. But yeah, that's. I really don't like hospitals. I really, really don't like hospitals at all. In fact, if I never have to go to another hospital, it'll be still too soon. So yeah, my tale of woe. Let's get these in here. Why am I getting action music? There's no action. One of the other things that I was thinking about, and especially with the fact that we are kind of redesigning the ship, well, redesigning the station into a ship, was that I wanted to change the bridge. And so what I'm thinking is that I will probably. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. Let's just go ahead and do it. Don't talk about it. Do it. Yes, I hear you out there. No, you're not getting in. No. I don't care. Smudge is out there trying to beg her way in. It's like, nope, not going to happen. Sorry, girl. I love you, but no.
Inventory full.
And go. There. Awesome. Okay. So I think that's going to be like the first stage of the redesign. There's still a little bit more that I want to do. But for now, this is kind of the start of it. And I'll have to get the other side as well. The other thing that I was thinking about doing as far as redesigning the bridge was to actually bring the back of the bridge into armor blocks with a walkway so that you could walk down the neck of the ship and get to the back that way as well. So that way, if anything happened to the bottom portion, you could still get to the back of the ship. However, if anything happened to the bottom portion as well as the neck of the ship, you were basically screwed at that point, and it didn't matter which way you went. Just find an open hole in the armor and fly out of it. So that was kind of the direction I wanted to go in with this design, and just make it look a little bit better. Let's get these redone here. There we go. And I think what I will wind up doing is also rebuilding these side panels as well to mirror this. Then again, I may also just leave them as like side airlocks. I don't know yet. It's one of those that it's part of the design process that I go through where I just kind of wing it until I'm happy with it. And then eventually it looks like the image that I have in my head, and I will be happy. All right, now this is the fun part. Let's go dump off some power steel plates. So don't need the caps lock on. And I need to move you. And you. I love the fact that windows have this strange interaction with air tightness. That even though I had that area open, it was still airtight. And that's just because of the way that the blocks work with air tightness. Now, that'll be something interesting when it comes to Space Engineers 2, as I imagine that they're going to look at air tightness a little bit differently and see about simulating it in a better way. And especially with the unified grid, you're going to have a lot of opportunities for being able to seal up little gaps in a much easier fashion. So it will probably also change certain blocks and whatnot. Looking at, because right now this area it looks interesting, but it also is still a little flat for what I want. And so I'm thinking that I could potentially change that. Let's remove these. And I want to bring that all the way across. Sort of. Actually, let's get rid of you guys. Let's get rid of you guys. And oh, there we go. Then what I can do is kind of multi-layer this a little bit. Go. Perfect. And it's not going to get cooked by the thruster, which you always got to watch out for when you are setting up any sort of armoring or anything on your ship. Make sure it's not going to get cooked by a thruster. And do this. Go. Then I can go ahead and remove these. Yeah. I like that. It again, it just adds an extra dimension of aesthetics to the overall build. Sometimes it's the little things. Just ask your mom. What about... Uh-oh. I need... There we go. And we do that there. And there. Yeah, there we go. It winds up sharing that same sort of bowed-in shape. And just adds something a little bit more dynamic to the overall design without being too much. I also need floodlights. Let's fill these in. Of course, I don't have enough girders because I didn't make enough girders. Like 1,000 of them. Iron is... Okay, good. Excellent. So now we've got some extra light on this thing. We'll actually be able to see what's kind of going on. 60. Perfect. And I don't want to do one down here as well. Just to make sure that I have plenty of light. Production. Yep. That is exactly enough what I need. But it also reminds me that I do need some silicon. So, with that being said, let's go try and find some, shall we? Start heading towards Mars. We absolutely, though, there was another asteroid. I know there was. Is it this one? Well, it is now. I think this one's actually going to be a little bit closer, so let's go towards it. And RLMK is probably going to ignore us, which is a good thing. But what I'm kind of thinking for the body of the ship is extending out from the neck to the sides. And then each side is going to have a small hangar. And the reason why is because I want a hangar for the Nugget. And then I'm probably going to want another hangar for a small mag ship. So that way, if we do go attack one of the unidentified signals, then I can collect anything that is in it, anything that is prototech, and be able to bring it into the ship. And then as we get farther back, the body will widen out a little bit more. And then on the sides, I will have 2 additional larger hangars specifically for bringing in the machinery and maneuvering it into place. And then we'll just kind of keep building out from there as I need to. As far as additional thrusters, which I'm absolutely going to need, I'm not yet certain how I want to set that up unless I'm looking at adding nacelles that I can potentially just maneuver them into a more permanent location attached to the ship. So maybe using something like merge block system to move them about as necessary and just see how that goes. That's kind of where I'm at mindset wise. But this is, again, it's a ship that will just keep getting built onto until we get kind of the overall design that I'm looking for. Let's get a little extra speed here. Come on. One of the other things that I did, because I've been going like crazy through games. I'll download it, I'll play it for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll uninstall it again. Because I'm not, like, the games that I have for some reason just aren't scratching that itch in my head. So it's one of those that I've just been cycling through a lot of games. In fact, what was it, this morning? I went ahead and, it was either this morning or last night, I went ahead and reinstalled Forza Horizon 5 again. Just because of the fact that, I'm needing a racing game. Now, I'm hoping there's something that I can pull off, that will allow me to get one of my old EA accounts that I know had a lot of games on it. And I think it had my Need for Speed games. Like Need for Speed Heat, Need for Speed Most Wanted, that sort of thing. But I'm just kind of waiting for something to settle out, and then I can try that. Might have to contact tech support about it. But if that's the case, then the cool thing is that honestly, I'll just be really happy to get access to those games again. Because I like Forza Horizon. It's a good game, and it's a good series. But I've been having a hankering to play something different. And especially now that my computer is more adequately upgraded, it'll be nice to also get access to more of those games, which I had quite a few of. And yes, I know I just bypassed some Cobalt and Platinum, but I don't really need either one right now. What I need is Silicon. I actually saw a really good trick that somebody did on their cat to get them to eat a pill, which was they just booped the front of their mouth. And as soon as the cat went to meow, they dropped the pill into their mouth and closed it. And the cat just looked at him stunned like, how dare you trick me like that? So that might be something to try. But yeah, cats are really bad about medication in general. Not into their throat, just pop it into her mouth. And then as long as you hold their mouth closed, they'll try and swallow it. Huh. We got iron and ice. Well, let's keep going. Asteroid hopping 101. And if we come across, like if the next asteroid has iron, I'll go ahead and stop and pick some up because probably going to need some more. That's not that far. We'll get there eventually. I know this is probably the most boring part of space engineers is just the flying from asteroid to asteroid while you're looking for stuff. So, you here. Wait for things to happen. What problem? I swear to Christ. Oh, this is annoying. So what I'm trying to do is I got a domain hosted, and apparently it's separate from the actual hosting server. Like it's part of the same. Okay, let me back this up. I'm going through a company. I've got them hosting. I have them hosting service with them, but I didn't have a domain name attached to that. Well, I found out one of the domain names that I used to have is open, so I re-registered that. But unfortunately, it's registered as a separate product, not as attached to the hosting plan. So what I'm trying to do is put the two together. And they keep giving me this error message like, you can't do that. But they're not telling me what the error is. And I'm like, this is frustrating. Just tell me what the error is so that I can freaking fix it. This is one of the biggest problems that I have with a lot of websites is that they tell you that there's an error, but they don't tell you what that error is, and they don't tell you the steps to fix the error. And it's like, why not? And it's probably so that they can get paid more, so that you'll have to contact them and be like, hey, what's going on? Why can't I do this? It should be pretty straightforward. But of course, it's not. Oh, well, and it should have, the domain registration should have also been free as part of the hosting package because you're supposed to get one free domain registration with them. But I had to pay $10, which is like, well, that's obnoxious, but it is what it is. But if I can get that sorted out, then I can get my one of my old EA accounts back. I wonder if I could even get my Eve account back because I don't remember which email address I had assigned to which account. Because at the end of the day, I had like 3 or 4 accounts that I was running for a while there. Which, like, I was looking at that at Eve Online. It's like, I could just make a new free account, but I don't want to because the one that I had is over 20 years old, way over 20 years old. Because I made it in August of 2003 is when that character was made. Hey, iron. So yeah, we're stopping for iron apparently. And I'm like, I don't want to go through. Now, I haven't been. Ooh, a nickel. Okay. We might have to do this one. Get some of that nickel. But I don't want to go through all of those years of training stuff again. Now, I know these days it's much easier to get up to speed, but it's still, I've already spent the time and the money to get up there, plus all of the assets that she had. It's like ridiculous how much stuff she had. Lots of battle cruisers, battleships, frigates. I think she had a whole bunch of ISK as well. I don't quite recall. And she was trained to at least fly, I want to say, Galante and possibly a Marian carriers. I know Galante because I had one for a little while. Then I was like, I'm not using this for anything, so why do I have it? Because one of the things that I would do is, because I had a decent job at the time, is buy Plex cards and then sell them. How are we doing on nickel? I have 20,000 nickel, which should be good. So probably going to have to contact my hosting service. Like, what's going on, guys? Why isn't it working? I didn't realize I had the back door still open. That's what she said. And let's get this iron, because Lord knows I run out of it quickly. Probably grab a couple loads of iron. I think though, like, if I did get my Eve account back, I wouldn't be playing it. Like, I wouldn't sit there and dive back into it like I did with WoW. And a lot of it just has to do with the fact that I don't have it in me to play Eve like I used to. I love the game. It's probably the one space game that I love the most. And it will always have a special place in my heart as that one MMO that, you know, got me started on things. But I definitely don't have the level of mental dedication that I once did for a game like that. And I definitely wouldn't be getting involved in like politics and alliances and stuff like that. I would most likely go back to my old corporation because I've known a lot of those guys again for decades. But I wouldn't be like out there doing their, you know, go here, kill these guys all the time kind of BS. Okay. Yeah, we're probably already empty. And oh yeah, the refinery's got a bunch of stuff it's going through because it's still going through all of that platinum. All right, awesome. Let's go ahead. Let's get another load of iron for the road. I post some of them. I do actually have some. Let me see if I can pull up. Shoot. Workshop. Your files. Files you posted. And it should be there. And those are some of the ones that I've posted up. If there's anything that I'm working on and you would like to have it, yeah, no problem. If you would like me to go ahead and put it up on the workshop, let me know, and I will see what I can do. I'm more than happy to do that. Gives me a chance to play with Photoshop and make cool thumbnails. But also, I really do enjoy sharing my builds. And even if the build itself doesn't get used for anything other than just learning how to do something or inspiration for something else, that's fine with me. I am A-okay with sharing that sort of knowledge with people. because that makes everybody better in the long run. But as far as this particular build, I don't currently have anything up. I probably should at some point. I should also go back and revisit the junkyard on Pertum at some point, because I do have some stuff there still. I have the Red Rover, which was a fun rover to build. Alrighty. Actually, before I do that, or instead of doing that, what all do I have on me? Steel plate, awesome. Where are you? You are Parallax Pioneer, cool. Alright, so this is basically where I want to start building out the hangar portion. There we go. There you go. Best way to do it. And awesome. I'm actually kind of interested to see how the Space Engineers 2 workshop integration is going to go. And especially because of all of the amazing creators that are out there already, it'll be kind of cool to see what they all come up with. Ooh, that's what I can do for this. We'll do these like so. And then yeah, there we go. That will be interesting to look at. Nope. There and there. Now, what I need to do is work on the hangar itself. And Nugget takes up, as a rough estimate, about 3 blocks in height and about the same in width. So at least a 3x3 block section. I could see, I could probably do hangar doors. Now, hangar doors are 3x3 themselves, or I should say 3x1. So I could do 3 of them across and then do along the top, so that I can get the extra width that I need. Because then that would be 4 blocks tall at least, which would be more than a-okay. So with this as our floor, and then that's another 5. Is that correct? Two, 4, 5. Ooh. Okay. Now the other question is connection. How do I want to connect it? Or more specifically, Where do I want to connect it to the interior of the ship? Because I could. Let's do. You know what? Yeah, that's fine because that's still roughly in line with the top of the bridge. And do that line there, and we'll do this line. Yeah, that'll work. We'll do because I'm gonna have, like I said, I'm gonna have a hangar on either side, one for the Nugget, and then one for a little mag ship that I can use to pull stuff out of the, hopefully, what will be the bay for the, or for grabbing Prototech stuff. Awesome. Okay. And I do need to go ahead and put. Let's see. Can I get. The answer is obviously yes, I can. But it's do I have parts? But what I want to do is go ahead and get a cargo or a cargo container out here so that I have access to stuff while I'm back here and I don't have to keep. You're already done with that. I don't have to keep flying back and forth to the connectors to get what I need. Let's actually turn it like that. And we'll grab that. Get our metal grids. There we go. And that'll be a good place anyway, because that puts it right next to the doorway. So I get quick access to stuff as soon as I come out of that door. Let's go. Now, what I'm thinking, and I may go ahead and change this for the hangar bay, is to actually bring it down one extra level. So that way, like, you have to go down a set of stairs to get into it. Just to give it, again, another level of definition, a little bit of detail, and just to try and kind of change up the aesthetics without everything being just constant flat surfaces. It's little things like that that really can elevate your builds to something a little bit more interesting. Let's go ahead, though, and get some steel plates in here. Kind of figure out where the bottom of this is going to be. And this may come down an extra level. Yeah, like that. Okay. I'll have to fix the other side, but that's okay. Then we take out all this. That's why it's usually a good idea to not weld everything up as you're planning out a section of your ship or your base, as it will give you the opportunity to better plan around any changes that you need to make without making them a little bit more permanent. There we go. Because now what I can do is I need airtight hangar doors. And I can use the warfare doors here and push them down into the floor. Yeah. Now there's also the windowed version, which I think I'll just stick with the warfare ones. That'll be 5 wide. And there we go. And that'll be plenty of space to be able to fly the Nugget into the hangar here without any issues. Or honestly, any small ship at that point. And then trying to think of how I want to kind of edge this up a little bit. Maybe do something like this. Yeah, something like that. Kind of round it out a little bit. Although these need to come down. And then we do that and that. There we go. Yeah, that'll look nice. That'll help kind of round out the shape of it. And then I can bring this back a couple more. As well as this wall. And then I'll be able to do the same thing on the other side and make it hopefully look pretty interesting. Awesome. All right, I'm going to take a quick AFK and we will continue working on this. Go, and then save just in case. And I shall be right back. All right, there we go. Go. All right. And let's get back to it, because I would like to have at least one of these bays done by the time we finish for today. And I'm thinking what I can do is go ahead and bring this down to here. And because I need a four-way version of these. That's what I need. Because I don't need a junction. I just need a four-directional armored conveyor. And that would solve the problem that I'm having of, where do I put it? Now, the other option that I have is that I can do the T-junction. Then I can do another one underneath. I do a straight conveyor here on either side into a C, and then another straight, there we go, and then finally we end with, do I not have it up there? Okay. Do I have it here? No, I don't. Okay. We then end with a inset connector on either side. There we go. And then I'll be able to go ahead and, since both sides will be mirrored, I'll be able to go ahead and put the ship on either side, and it won't matter. Then I can fill in the floor here. And this will wind up working either way. Yay. Let's put some stairs in here. And I need girders. Sure. There we go. So let's get these welded up. And then I can go ahead and move the nugget to its more permanent location. And I'm not too concerned with how it looks at the moment. Just the fact that it's going to work. Need more motors. Sometimes you need creative solutions for problems that you make for yourself. Let's get that done up. I need a lot more motors. Make me more motors. Oh. need more silicon. Especially because I need silicon for computers. So what I'm probably going to want to do is go grab some stone. Or go ahead and just fly to another asteroid and see if I can find... Ooh, actually, here we go. I'm trying to pull these out anyway. So I'll just use what comes from those connectors. There we go. And then let's grab from this one as well.
Inventory full.
No! It's a tragedy. In 4 parts. Ooh. Almost had exactly what I needed. Close enough, though. Now, I had talked about this at the beginning, so this all works out anyway. There we go. So that takes care of those 2. Let's also take out this one. There we are. And I can... Actually, you know what? No. I want to do... Where's the... There it is. Three, 4. Each one of those about 115 steel plates, give or take. That's right. I don't have that back there anymore. This is... Oh, maybe I shouldn't remove those so soon. Oh well. That's okay. We'll make it work. That's what we do here. We make dumb decisions work. And I want to actually move this one around a little bit. So that is properly in line. There we go. And then I could... Yes, I want to do that. Absolutely silly to do what I'm doing, but silly can be fun. Make more steel plates, because Lord knows I'm going to need more of them. All right, we do that there and that there. Perfect. Yeah. As again, it's mostly just about adding layers to your build. Little by little, building it up. Granted, this also does build up the weight or the mass of the ship, but that's something I'm willing to deal with, because I will be at some point adding more thrusters. Oh, I can just go to Nugget. In fact, I should move Nugget. See how well it handles its new home. And this will also mean it's in a less precarious position, I come in and out of the area. Excellent. And if I really, really wanted to, I could add some stairs or something so that I can get up on the back of this conveyor. Like this. That's not going to work. But, you know, just some way that I can get onto the back of the ship. God, that'll disorient anybody. So the next step is to finish welding up this section here. And there we go. And then what I need to do is take out this. And we will redo this with the dropped floor so that I can match. And then I will go through and do up the airtight hangar doors so that way I can start looking at closing them. Not that there's like any other walls around it, so to just be like, you can't shoot through this because this is the set of doors. It's totally safe. That level of cartoon logic. And you were out 1, 2, 5, and 6. Okay. 5, 6. And this comes across. Get moved. All right. And oh no, that line is actually incorrect. There we go. Then I can throw this in here. These come across. Ah. There. And 3, 5. Exquisite. I need that. It might not be a bad idea to put some sort of I don't know, some sort of control deck up here. Yeah. I'll have to see about doing that. And then let's put an inset light in here. Or better yet, let's put a heat vent in here because that will look cooler. Yeah, we'll do the heat vent. And then I can put glass up here as well. And I'll do, let's see, girders. There we are. Get the girders up here so that way I can I want you like that. Well, fine. I will just add one extra level here. Whoops. Then again, what if I do something like that instead? Or no, I need these to be out here instead. Yeah, that'll work. Then I will have space up here for some sort of control deck, something like that. Some sort of observation post so that you can maybe even push it out a little bit further. Which means you get to go away. You get to stay here. And then I will need that. And that. And then you. Put this over here. And yes, that I think will actually work for what I want. That'll give me the observation sort of bubble for up here. So that way you can stand here and be able to observe as the Nugget or the other ship leave or enter their hangars respectively. And it'll just, again, it'll be something cool. That's really what a lot of this design is the rule of cool. All right, let's start getting a lot of this welded up. And I also want to make sure that this has a little bit of extra armoring, so I will probably double layer the interior and exterior walls just to make sure that it will be mostly safe. Plus, I have a specific shape in mind that I want to see if I can pull it off. Go. Looks like I'm going to have to recharge. Oh no. Fortunately, there's a location to do that at. Windy or is it raining? It's supposed to be over top of us right now. Man, we're not going to get anything. I already know it. I can already tell it's going to be one of those storms that doesn't do anything. Well, it looks like something's happening out there. Oh, that's good stuff. Okay. One of the other big things that I need to worry about is also thrust at the moment. As I know, I just am not going to have enough. Or I'll have enough, but it's going to be incredibly slow and mostly unresponsive for the additional mass that we're adding to the ship. finish this up. There we go. And the next thing I'll need to do is probably work on... Yeah, not going to be able to do the glass yet. But I will want to get some silicon somehow. There we are. Let's get... Actually, what better idea? Not these. I need this. And then... There. And this will make it look a little bit more round. And finally, the last one. Yes, this will look good. Awesome. I'm not sure about the sides, but I like the top and the bottom. So if instead I do this, maybe. Maybe not with those shapes. Let's try a different set of shapes. What if I do this and... Yeah. I think I'll do that instead. That looks a little cleaner. Not so flat, not so rigid. So, that there. And you. Oops. That. And there we go. Yeah, that feels a bit better, I think. That definitely has a much better feeling overall to it. So the other question is, can I get... Well, no, because I've got these two angles and there's no block that'll fit that I have. So that is just going to have to stay the way that it is. But I do like the overall look of the entrance now. So it'll be fun to do the same thing over here. clear that out. We'll get to that side in just a little bit. But, oh, God, my back. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, we're going to have a slight problem. I need to go find some silicon. There's just no question about it. I need to go find some because I'm going to need computers for each of the airtight hangar doors, which means more silicon. So, oh yeah, she a little sluggish. Yeah, we've added another roughly 500,000 kilos to it. Let's see, I think that rock be a little bit. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the unknown signal. I think this rock here might be a good course of action. Almost thinking that I should actually make the bays sit out a little bit wider so that way it's a little bit easier to get Nugget inside of there. Because that seems a little bit cramped overall. And it's better to readjust things now before I get more of it set in stone. So I think I will go ahead and move it out a little bit further. I'll test it on the other side first to see how it's going to look and how I need to design it. And what I may do is just move the bay doors out away from the center, but leave the connection point where it is. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. All right, let's hope this asteroid has some good stuff, specifically silicon. Ho, 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 ho. Nice. Okay. Called it. And silicon is right there. Perfect. Looks like it's going to be in that little crater there. Now, in all fairness, I don't actually have to go in and out of that entryway yet because there's no walls in the way. Which, yay! That will make it a lot easier. Oh, yeah. It's kind of hard to take off when you're locked to the base. You are... Okay. That's fine. Munch, 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 munch. Now, one of the games that I've been kind of wanting to play because I keep seeing it pop up on YouTube recently is Need for Speed Heat, which I do own a copy of. It's just currently on an account that I don't have access to, which is kind of a pain in the ass. That's why I'm kind of happy to be getting so much of my stuff moved over to an email address that I do have access to. And also why I was happy to work with Steam support. They were easy, like they were super easy going. They were like, just, we need this information. Here you go. Cool. Your account is now moved over. Enjoy. Thanks. I appreciate that. I like it when the process is easy, but at the same time, you know, they take a few moments to make sure that you are who you are. It's like, I can appreciate that. Okay. Let's get this stuff dropped off. Oh, this is going to be nice. I'm probably going to grab a couple loads of silicon here because I'm going to need quite a bit as we continue to move around. Lots of glass, lots of computers. That's the other big thing. Huge number of computers for all of the parts. Things like reactors, thrusters, etc. All right, give that a chance. Do its thing. It's snowing yet? Technically, yes. But realistically, no. So, checking something. One of those things is I always like to be curious about how stacking up. It's like one of those things that I'd like to see where we're at compared to the other streamers in the category. Oh wow, there's like nobody streaming today except for a couple of familiar ones. And then like 2, 2, 4, 144. Curious who that Grumbles the Dwarf is. Because they seem to, whenever they start streaming Space Engineers, they have large portion. And then, of course, when Splitsy starts streaming, he always winds up pulling in like 400 to 500 people. Which, cool. I mean, honestly, he's kind of the granddaddy, if you will, of streamers for Space Engineers. So it makes sense that he's going to have quite a few viewers. Aha, but just realized we can start getting some of these doors done. I'll be able to kind of see how this is going to look. Although, if I'm going to be moving them, I don't necessarily want to weld them up yet. So I think I'll hold off on that. Because again, if you look at the placement here and you come out, that's fair. Yeah, wasted definitely. Well, honestly, I started when I was looking up tutorials. Splitsy came up first, but Wasted has definitely had a lot more directed content towards the community. Hey, Angel. We're just talking about streamers and content creators in general for space engineers. Because I was noticing if you look at the category right now, there's like a total of 10 of us that are streaming, and most of us are between like 2 and 10. And then there's Grumbles the Dwarf with like 140 something. So we're just talking about content creators and what they've brought to the table and that sort of a thing. You know, who's on first kind of deal. Nothing petty, just general sharing of information. You're probably right in that respect. Okay. This needs to be taken out, as do these. Yeah, and it's one of those that I had personally never heard of him before. And so the other day when I saw like there was somebody with over 100 viewers, I was like, "Who the hell is this?" So that was all that it was. So it wasn't anything other than that. Just part curiosity, but at the same time trying to figure out who people are in the community in general. I have seen a lot of Black Armor's videos before, and there definitely Black Armor does some technical stuff. I have seen a lot and been like, wow, okay, fair enough. All right, let's put this here. Then what do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It really doesn't matter on width. Hey, as long as you're having a good time, that's really all that matters. Like the brick just is. That's all it is. And hell, in all fairness, the American space shuttles are considered bricks that glide. So if NASA can do it, then I'm pretty sure that a brick in space engineers is going to be really good at doing its job. So, and there, yeah, exactly. Bricks are very good at smashing things. Let's go with this here. And then we get the airtights in place. Nope. There you go. Look at you attaching correctly. And excellent. There we go. And then if you're actually looking out of here, 5, perfect. This needs to get moved over. There. There we go. That will... Yes, that'll be much easier to get in and out of without worry about accidentally smacking into the ship first. We basically just fly right on out and then peel off in whatever direction you need to. So I will wind up having to change this out. But that's okay. That's part of the design process, is to figure out where things need to be. There we go. This done, then we can go ahead and put in. Now, the other good thing about this is that means that I could. No, I wouldn't be able to. Because I was thinking I could probably put some thrusters in here, some large thrusters. But I wouldn't really be able to. Well, I mean, they fit in there. How much space do they take up on this side? Actually, no, I would be able to. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that'll work. That also means it'll be much easier to measure this space when I go to duplicate it on the other side. And then I still have plenty of room to get the ship in and out of. So, yes, that will work. Awesome. I need more steel plate, and then also to probably recharge. Doing on the iron. Still 70,000 that's currently refined, plus another 44, almost 45,000 unrefined. Okay, cool. Got ice there, which I don't really need ice at the moment. If I remember correctly, I have, just 2 small hydrogen tanks. Okay. And both of those are about a third of the way full. There we go. Because I was thinking about, now that I realize that I've got the small tanks on here, it would not be a bad idea for me to go ahead and look at converting those over to, or not converting them, but adding 1 or 2 large tanks to the back portion of the ship. And what I could do is actually make it so that if I get into a pretty hairy fight, and for whatever reason the back portion of the ship gets disconnected or the front portion gets disconnected, and I'm still able to, I can move to one or the other and use that as an escape ship, if you will. And if I get Prototech stuff for the back portion, that'll make it the more important half of the ship. So yeah, I think that might be the route that we wind up going. Let's get this stuff taken out. There we go. Take out those. And then, where were you? There we go. I think that's the way that it was. That is indeed. Awesome. And that will give us a lot of extra reverse thrust right now, which probably not a bad idea to have more reverse thrust, just because of the fact that we will be possibly needing to stop very quickly. Getting up to speed isn't too bad. It's just that reverse thrust, needing to stop. And then, so once we get more of the rear of the ship complete, I'll be able to go ahead and add the forward thrusters. But let's take a quick AFK real quick. God, I'm redundant repeatedly, but I'll be right back. Actually, you know what? Let's do a tea break. A proper tea break. And I will return in just a few. Okay. And nope, no tea this time. Actually been strangely away from tea, but I did grab some chocolate, so, you know. Was also checking to see if we were getting some proper snow yet. Doesn't look like it. Even though the weather map shows that we should be getting some. Yeah, it's supposed to be snowing for a while. Oh well. Okay. So now that I've got that in place, that terminates here into inverted corner, and then 5, 6. I think that's the way it is. We'll find out. 1, 2, 5, and then the opposite inverted corner. Ooh. 2, 5, 6. There we go. Now I do the light armor corner there and there, and then the slope. Excellent. Finish that, so that'll be that back row there. So you get to be those. I need 3, 4, 5. There we go. And that will easily finish off. Let's see, how do I want to do that? Yeah, we'll do the inverted corner there. Yeah. And slopes. And there we go. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Finish this side off as well, just to make, oop, wrong one. Just to make sure that we have this all set up and ready to go. There, there. And I think we're starting to look good here. And that definitely has the width that I'm looking for, which I will probably be expanding it a little bit more on the outside of that as well. And then I want to kind of round it out so that it gets a little bit wider and it's a little bit easier to put some additional thrusters in there as well. And then I definitely want to rebuild. I want to rebuild the bridge, or reshape it, I should say, so that it's not so boxy. So I'll probably do that at some point as well. In fact, you know what? I think we're just going to do a short Space Engineers stream today. As I let this kind of ruminate for a little bit. Because I kind of want to do some more Starfield. That was actually kind of fun yesterday. So I think we're going to do that. Then again, you know what? Actually, I think I'm just going to make a short one today. Just a short stream today. And then do something longer tomorrow. Yeah. So we're going to do a short stream today. Only a couple hours. And then we'll come back tomorrow with a longer one. Hopefully. And get more work done on this. But yeah. There we go. So we're getting there. We're getting the start of the new body for the ship done. Should be interesting. Hopefully, we can expand this a little bit more. I may go ahead and redesign the neck of the ship as well. Take out this middle corridor and then just make the whole thing a little bit thicker so that it's less prone to potentially getting destroyed or blown up, but also giving more room for making it look like it's more integrated into the hull of the ship, both sections. So yeah, I think that's going to be what's on our agenda for next, or not next week, tomorrow. Wow. It's only Wednesday. Quit getting that excited. So there we go. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow bright and early, 9 a.m. Eastern, our usual time. Other than that, though, thank you all for joining me on these misadventures. So glad to have you guys along for the ride. You all have a wonderful day. Stay out of trouble. And remember, if you get caught, I don't know you. I will catch you guys tomorrow.